Exactly.
Vamos.
Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this videos. And guess what? It's Friday.
Hey,
It's
Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday.
What?
How you doing, man?
Doing great. I just finished my shower. The workout was intense this morning. So
Turn on the light here. Boom.
there you go.
Boom.
Light is on. We are officially on business.
Oh my goodness.
We are so back.
Yes.
So back.
It's exciting again. Oh my God. It's not depressing. But you know what? It was depressing with hopium. You know that?
Exactly.
We had a lot of we had the tanks rolling in of hopium. Remember when we were like 80K?
Yeah.
The tanks were rolling in.
I was saying, bull market is not over yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to 20K.
But we brought you the hopium so that you can survive that little downtrend. And now you have. And look at that. We're at 103. You know what? I was hoping for a pullback. Honestly, I was.
Okay.
And now that we're at 103, the odds of a pullback have dropped significantly. It's not impossible, but the odds have dropped significantly that we are going to see one, especially since, you know what, if we can get to an all-time high, it's goodbye 92, right?
Yeah.
You can kiss your butt goodbye.
There's a CME gap.
There is a CME gap. It's over. It's
The
over.
CME gap is like,
How about no?
how about no? Maybe on the way back, right?
Exactly. On the way back, you can get that CME gap. So
Exactly. But yeah,
Wow.
super exciting. Finally to see some price action. We've been showing hopium, like you said, for months, saying this is not over, right? You know, fasten your seatbelt. And it looks like we're about to go another leg up.
yeah, and you know what? You were right about Ethereum, right? Ethereum
Well, it's not
bounced.
over yet.
It's not over yet, but Ethereum bounced. Now, I wouldn't put money on it. The best case scenario for Ethereum priced against Bitcoin is a double from where you were saying, well, I'd buy here, right? The
Yeah.
best case scenario, right? And that's possible because that would head up to the trend line, the downward trend line, right? That it was at. And
I think your advice, though, is better because it was a massive gamble, right? So Bitcoin is never a gamble, whether everything else is a massive risk. So it could have gone the other way.
the other way, yeah. Could have gone the other way just as easily. So, but yeah, right now looking really good on Ethereum, right? It has outperformed Bitcoin.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
Pepe, we're going to show you guys, Pepe has gone ballistic.
Yeah, and
Nuts.
Yeah, oof, wow.
And all the Ethereum ecosystem.
Yeah,
you know,
we're gonna get into the Degen section. And
Yeah,
show
of
you
course.
some of the big guys that have exploded in the last little while. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and head over to Mr. M's podcast.
Thank you.
Hit the subscribe there. He's always doing some cool podcasts. And you know what? We gotta I want us to get Mr. M's podcast to, what was that CEO? What's it called? The
Oh,
next
that
big
Diary
podcast.
of a CEO.
Diary of a CEO,
Yeah.
right? You know, he's got 25 million. I'm not going to bring it up here.
Yeah.
But you know who he is, right?
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I watched some of his
Yeah,
interviews.
we got to work on that same style, right? And
You sent me a little clip, and I was
that
like,
was
damn,
pretty
100
impressive.
thumbnails?
yes, that's impressive,
Crazy. Yeah.
right? He goes and advertises 100 thumbnails and chooses.
Which one performs the best? That's crazy. Because there is a lot, I mean, I can see on whenever I do, like I choose a title or a thumbnail quote or something, some of them, they perform incredibly better than others, right? Because you have to think about it as well. And I'm going to upload a thing tomorrow. Tonight, I'm speaking to a super, super important guy, Fidelity, right? I'm just saying this. So super, super OG. But I also had a chat with Alessio Rastani, which I'm going to upload a thing tonight. Beautiful chat.
You finished that? Okay,
Finished
don't.
it.
You know what? We should try that, right? We need to set up a budget, create a Mr. M podcast clips,
And do campaigns and see
do
which one.
campaigns on different. Just do a clip first, and do campaigns on all kinds of different. What's it called?
Social medias and
No.
just YouTube
Thumbnails and titles, right? We start off with 5,
and see how they go.
yeah, and see how they go, and then just on the clips, and we just have a clip, of course,
Yeah.
not the full video.
Yeah, it's like a short or something.
Exactly. So it's not like we're bullshitting people and giving them nothing, right? They're getting something.
And then based on the one that performs, we then upload a video with that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we can try. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
So maybe we can let's plan that out and work that out. What do you think?
Yes, it's a good idea. We also have another beautiful ideas which I won't spoil, but stay tuned because there's going to be something you guys have been requesting for me and Da Vinci to do for a long time, and we decided to take action. So probably next week we're going to upload it. It's going to be a tutorial. That's as far as I go, right?
Exactly. Yep. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
So, you know what? We also, you know what we should do is throw in some prizes for people who, you know,
Watch the show.
watch the
subscribe.
show from here, right? If you guys watch the show, and maybe we should, come up with like a key word that if you say it in your description.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
comment section.
Maybe we can do a segment in the middle and then reward some with Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously with Bitcoin, obviously, right? And so, well, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I like it. I like it too.
Then, it's only the people who are watching this live show that will benefit.
They'll know the
we'll keep it
secret.
secret. They'll know the secret, right? But nobody else will, right? Because you'll be able to throw a word in your sentence, right? And they won't know.
Boom.
So as we're going through, we're going, okay, that's the one that.
That's the word.
And then we'll message you on the, hey, send us your Bitcoin address. So.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I like this. So we might do that. So, make sure you hit subscribe, right?
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Almost 20K. Let's go. All right. Look at these people who sold at 72 last month. Bears are in disbelief, right? Bitcoin is not forgiving anyone who has a short term. So at the end of the day, guys, we've been here every single day telling you the bull market is not over. We got slapped left and right. We got ridiculed comments and all that kind of stuff. Look where we are now.
Bam!
Pack your bags. Pack your bags, boys.
Look at that. We are already on the way, right? There's going to be some gyrations on the way up, but man, this is it, right? This is it. You need to start looking to shorten in on where you can get in on this bull market because it's about to take off. I think you should, increase your leverage to 3 to 1. If you're going to be buying here, don't go too crazy. If you want to leverage up, right? And I think you'll be good to go. Just make sure you take profits. Start taking profits. Don't go too crazy and start increasing your leverage once we get to 120. That'd be just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You let the rest ride at that point. But you can increase your leverage as we continue to pump higher. Up to 120, I think, and then you need to
Okay, now it's going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this. This guy's been following you for 11 years. Legend.
Wow.
11 years.
Wow, that's a long time, dog. So you from the silver days, man.
Well done. Well done on following Da Vinci for so long. And this is an interesting correlation between 81 days and the money supply from Colin Talks Crypto. And he's expecting another leg up, like we are saying. So, guys, fasten the seatbelt.
Yeah, everything's gonna go.
Everything's gonna go.
It's ridiculous when I talk to people and they say, "How much Bitcoin do you got?" No, I got some cash. I got $30,000 here and there just to save for.
I know.
I never touched, and then it's like
buy those satoshis, guys.
Oh my god!
Buy those satoshis, because you'll be glad you've done it.
Yeah, it is. It is sad to see, but. It is what it is. People don't understand the concept that, hey, they're printing money. That means your money's going to be worth less.
It is not in a bank and it's not yours. And they're printing it. Just let that sink in. Right?
And people don't. They don't have a sink right here. Let me show you. Well, they don't have a sink.
I know you
have that sink in, right? They need that. I need to show them this because they don't have one, right? You need to let that sink in.
Yeah.
That you're about to get robbed big time. You know what? And when I see it happening real time to somebody, to people that I know and I see all around me, and I feel, and you try to explain it to them, it's like, I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I know. And it takes so little. You know how many people I've been talking to for the past 12 years, and it's like, guys, whatever you can afford to buy, just get your money or fiat into money, which is Bitcoin, right? So buy some satoshis. You don't have to buy $60,000. You can even buy $10, $5 worth of it, and you just do it over and over and over.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. And then that's it. It's just dollar cost average, right? You know what? I understand why people. Remember how I was telling you, right? That people just don't get it. I'm gonna look up a quote. One man in a million can diagnose, right? I think it was who said it? It was I bet you're not gonna. Oh, let's see here.
Do you want me
There
to
it
share?
is. That's it. That's
You want me
it.
to share the computer?
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's no subtler nor surer means of overturning the existing basis of society and than to debauch the currency, meaning print money, right?
Yeah.
This process engages in all the hidden forces of economic law on the side of destruction, and it does it in a manner that not one man in a million
Damn.
is able to diagnose.
Damn.
So if you can figure this out, you're one in a million.
Damn. That would mean 9 billion people on the planet. What's the population? 9 billion?
Yeah,
9 billion?
Yeah. Which is true. I see it every day.
And this is why we discuss it on the Maybach. But I don't know if you've seen, but everyone, ever since we've done the video that we named Bitcoin is going to be choosing AI as a currency, now everyone is talking about it. Anyway, maybe just a coincidence. But yeah, we discussed on the fact that if we could distribute to every single human on the planet $1 million in 12 months, only a few will have.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's the same logic. Now, this is an interesting one. We've seen 25,000 variation of this chart, but this is kind of accurate. I mean, to me at least, because it feels like there is maybe we're a little bit higher than belief. Maybe we are in kind of entering trailing now, but I still believe we have another euphoria to go into it. So this could be maybe what is going to play out from now until the end of the year. And yeah, like we said, for the past couple of weeks, Sally May, you're gay. Right? There you have it.
You know what? There's another meaning for gay, and you know what? I think you're the opposite meaning. If you didn't sell in May, if you bought in May, you're definitely gay. Happy gay.
Exactly. 100%. So yeah, interesting to see what will happen over the next few months. That's for sure. Now that's another one. We have been almost recovered from the price discovery. So, guys, the all-time high is like what, few percentage away. So once we enter in that territory, oh boy, this is going to be a big one. So unless Rastani dropped a few bombs, I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, you want to check that out because he came up with some interesting price targets.
Wow, it's amazing how you got him on the show, man.
Yeah, I was super excited, but he doesn't do this much. So very happy I managed to convince him.
Awesome. Great work.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, banks are getting into crypto. We have a clip that Michael Saylor posted, but the OCC has shifted their approach. Now, I think this is because of Trump winning the election and pushing the crypto narrative, but I think we will see, and we've been saying this for the past few months.
You forgot to read the rest of that goddamn sentence, man. That was a critical thing.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play the clip, but yeah, we can...
and now appears to favor and focus on integrating crypto within the banking framework.
I know, there is the clip.
WTF?
I know. If when we play the clip, you're gonna go... Pfft. So there is a lot happening behind the curtain, guys.
Okay,
I mean...
Let's move on to that clip then.
Yeah, look, this Michael Saylor posted... Yeah.
Okay, let me just put on my headphones.
Go for it. Guys, let us know if you have sound, as always. Let's go. Vamos.
Yeah, hopefully.
More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services is not a trend. It is a transformation. Here at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, we confirm that national banks and federal savings associations may engage in certain cryptocurrency activities responsibly in order to serve their customers. OCC-regulated banks may provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets, all on behalf of their customers. The banks we supervise also may buy and sell cryptocurrencies they hold in custody at their customers' direction. Additionally, these banks may provide other custody services, including record-keeping, tax, or reporting services for their customers. OCC banks may use a sub-custodian to provide the same services, subject to appropriate third-party risk management practices. While a range of cryptocurrency and digital asset activities may be performed by banks and their third parties, I want to be clear that the OCC expects these activities to be conducted in a safe and sound manner
Wow.
and in compliance with applicable law. To learn more, please visit occ.gov.
This is massive.
Yeah, I'm gonna now go 100x on Bitcoin now.
Yeah, I mean, sorry guys, we are logging. Be right back.
Oh yeah, 1 second.
500 leverage. All right. Having said that, though, they will have the custody, so not your keys, not your coins. Remember, right? So it is great to see the OCC going full speed into crypto, but remember, self-custody your crypto because these guys are going to wanting it, right? They'll find all the ways to say, I'll give you interest, I'll give you these, send me your Bitcoin, I'll take care of it, right?
Meanwhile, keep in mind, right? They can technically take Bitcoin or take orders for Bitcoin and not buy the Bitcoin, but they're liable for the Bitcoin
Exactly.
at the Bitcoin price, not the Bitcoin itself, right?
Exactly.
Just
And
keep that in mind.
Exactly. They'll
And
promise
remember,
you. Yeah.
because they're only liable for the cash value of your assets, they can always just force you to accept cash.
Exactly. Just Da Vinci
They
gave...
print for free.
Exactly. So I'm just saying. I think the best example you gave on the matter is when you go to a restaurant and you give your jacket to the lady, or the guy, whatever, who gets the jacket, they give you a token with a number 7, whatever. So you don't have your jacket anymore. You have a token, you have a promise. So careful here, because they will try all the tricks in the book to keep your Bitcoin and or your crypto and promise you cash in return, right? So as long as you understand the game they're playing and they will want to get your crypto, specifically your Bitcoin, they're still banks, right? So let's not forget who they are.
So if you were to sue the restaurant for your jacket because they didn't give it back to you, they're not going to get you another jacket.
They give you money, the value of the jacket at the time of the exchange,
Exactly.
which is the worst part. Because what if the jacket is more valuable in 6 months because the leather was whatever? Well, they don't care, right? That's what happened to in the past.
Exactly.
So just don't forget that.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. Just understand that and do what you got to do.
Exactly. But this is bullish.
Yeah, exactly.
So super bullish. Now, this is interesting. Donald Trump, we have a little bit of a Trump corner because he's done a lot of stuff lately. By the way, he's been in office for not even that long and he's been doing a huge amount of work. So kudos to that. I did not expect that coming, to be honest. I've been open to that. So look at this. He called Jerome Powell a fool because he didn't touch the interest rate and he's saying, China is printing, Europe is printing. But even with that, we've seen a pump. So imagine when they will eventually, because Jerome has to bend the bloody knee and print and cut rates. What is going to happen to Bitcoin? That's the question I have.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to skyrocket. And you know, I was telling the ladies this morning in my villa that we're working there. We're this close from a complete catastrophic collapse of the financial system, right? That close. And how do you know? Well, the first sign of that is that look at the price of gold, right? Second sign of that is who's buying all the gold? Oh, it's the United States of America. They're getting 200 tons a month. What? What about the rest of the world? They're getting nothing? How's that possible?
The math doesn't math.
Exactly. This doesn't add up, right? I mean, you'd have to share some of that with the rest of the world,
Yeah.
but they're not.
But then send it back, right? They're just borrowing. Trust me, bro. We'll give you back.
Yeah.
It's just momentary.
And so when you see all this, right, and the fact that, you know, here's another reason, is that all our financial systems are interconnected, right? Even some major corporations, where if you use derivatives properly, if your corporation were to go down, right, it's not your fault insurance that you need to take out. It's, hey, it's we all go down insurance that you've got when you interconnect. Hey, if I go out, you go out, and the whole world goes out.
Yeah, it's a domino, right?
Exactly. So that's how they have it all set up, right? And so effectively, all they can do is print money. And so the question is, right? Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem, the big problem. Because they're all connected like this, and if one of these guys go down, right, because they messed up, they started spending money and they threw it in the wrong place, and that's it wiped out.
The whole thing is going to collapse.
Right? No. Hold on. They have a choice. Either let all the companies collapse, right?
Or turn on the printer.
Or turn on the printer. Now, they'll most likely turn on the printer, of course, right? But they have run the risk of the money becoming worthless.
Fair enough. Like it happens already in other countries, right?
That's all. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so that's how close we are to a collapse.
Nice. Again, another small mention on Trump. He agreed on the United Kingdom when it comes to tariffs. There's going to be a lot of news, I think, coming in. Like many people have underestimated how good a negotiator he is.
Yes, he is very good.
And he even brought a book, right? So I'm just saying. I'm not prizing him or anything. All I'm saying is I'm just observing. You know how I feel about politics anyway. But I'm glad to see there has been an agreement with the United Kingdom and also India and many others, right? So this is also helping the bull run, right? Because if there was a problem with tariffs, well, we would have dumped further. So even though I know you agree with me here, Bitcoin doesn't care in 10 years who's winning the election and the tariffs and whatever, but in the short term, it's going to impact the price, right? So this is another bullish news to add to the wall of bullishness. So overall, it's positive.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And you know how good he probably, he always throws out something wild that he wants, and obviously he's not interested in that. And then they're like, he brings it down to make it seem like he's interested in the next level, but he's probably not interested in that either.
Exactly.
Because he knows you read the book.
Indeed. I mean, after all, if you want to get 20 about something, you don't ask for 20, you ask for 40, right? And then you maybe negotiate to 30, and then you'll eventually land in 20,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. And so he's
sense.
doing the same thing, right? Just in a different way.
Plus, he has the US behind, so I guess it's a strong position, right?
He's carrying a big stick.
Exactly. All right, now this is another bullish news. So if you are in Missouri, they just passed a bill to exempt Bitcoin from capital gain taxes. This is massive. So guys, if you are in the US, specifically in Missouri, you won't pay taxes on Bitcoin.
The state? Oh, okay.
How cool is that?
But the federal taxes are still...
I don't know, but there is no capital gains apparently. So and so this is one. So the question I have for you is, how long do you think before many others? I know that the US
I know that...
operates in a different way with each state, right?
But doesn't, like, for example, what's it called? Puerto Rico has no capital gains tax at all, right? And then you don't have any federal taxes. You know, that's in there as a protectorate. And so...
There's many people from the US that moved to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. And so, it's an interesting... I don't think Missouri's is set up that same way. I don't think you can get away with no federal taxes.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can't vote. You know, people in Puerto Rico can't vote in the election.
Fair enough.
Election.
But now this is interesting.
It's not like your vote counts.
Yeah, forget about the vote. We don't even open that door.
Yeah, let's not open that door because it's obvious, right? Everybody knows.
But this, you know why I love this? Because everyone was like, oh, Bitcoin strategic reserves. Yes, but look at the states. Look at Arizona yesterday saying we want to have a strategic reserve. Look at Missouri saying we will not tax Bitcoin. So we will see many states spinning off with their own thing because they see that Trump is pro-crypto, right? And I think some of them are going to leverage, as well as Texas. I was reading, I think a couple of weeks ago, an article on how Texas is getting back all the entrepreneurs from California because they play different tax rules. That's the same thing. So now if you are a state in the US, you're going to fight for crypto people because they have the money that you want them to spend, right? Like Dubai has done. You attract wealthy people by, lowering the tax rate.
Exactly.
So I think the US is going to become an interesting playground for all those states playing different cards and say, you know what, I won't tax you on Bitcoin. You know what, we have a strategic Bitcoin reserve.
That's how the founding fathers wanted the United States to work.
Be in the first place.
The federal government was only supposed to protect all the states. That's it, from any kind of foreign invader. And that's all their job was. They're not supposed to deal with education, healthcare, with, whatever you think the government does, right? Roads, whatever. It's not supposed to touch any of that. That's up to the states.
Yeah.
Each individual state can do all that, right? deal with the education.
And you know what? I'm going to say
Deal
something
with roads.
something controversial. I'm actually excited about the US. That makes me want to go visit more, because there is a lot of cool stuff happening at the minute. So let's see if the momentum keeps up like this. But I'm very happy to see them go in this direction.
Okay,
So-
I have a link for you guys, right? Because this has irked me, right? I had a meeting with Chris, right?
Shout out to Chris, right?
Chris from MM Crypto.
Yeah.
And I want my guys, please record this and place this as a clip, okay? For anyone, and place the link in the description below. Okay. So with that said, okay, I'm good with that. With that said, I want to show you that there's a propaganda campaign against people who hold Bitcoin. That's clear. That's so clear that even the AIs are lying to you, right? Everyone's lying to you. They're saying that Bitcoin is not quantum resistant. And whilst there is some truth to that, I will give some truth to that. It is, if you use Bitcoin the way it was intended, it is quantum resistant, right? Understand that concept? If you use Bitcoin the way it was intended, it is quantum resistant. So that is, make sure that you do not reuse your addresses, that once you've spent it, the money from that address, don't reuse it. That's its design, core design, and it automatically does that. Most applications automatically do that for you. Now, with that said, right, I decided to prove it to you by asking ChatGPT basic questions so that it can come to the conclusion, and you could come to the conclusion, right? I said, can I obtain a public key from a Bitcoin address without someone using it? The answer is no, because it's a hash. It's a one-way encryption. You lost too much data, and you can't get it back.
And by using meaning sending Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Can a quantum computer get a public key from past or present addresses that has never been used? Okay, a little bit of a mistake there. From past of or present. No, a quantum computer cannot get a public key from the Bitcoin address that has never been used. Right? So basically, I said that I made the assumption that it was not possible, right? But now I'm asking ChatGPT if that's not possible, and now that proves that it's not possible, right? You could do some more research and be specific, right? Go tacking this, all you want, how a hash works. You have ChatGPT. Well, go ahead. But there's no reversing that. No quantum computer, no special computer, future computer, no special idiot savant, somebody who's born with some mental brains that can look at the hash and all of a sudden produce a public key, because there's not enough data in the hash
To do that.
to get that. Okay. We clear on that now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
However,
Yes.
I know this is coming.
Yeah. So unused address, right? Unused address safe, even from quantum computers so far, right? There's like so far.
Yeah, of course.
course
'cause,
they-
yeah. So far, it
They
makes
have to
sense.
say so far.
Yeah,
right? It's
at
like,
the time of the research,
yeah,
it
exactly.
makes sense.
Right? A
Okay,
potential vulnerability in quantum future once public key is exposed, of course. Right? Is there any Bitcoin address in previous versions that exposed public key without use, even if someone has sent some BTC to the address? Okay, so if you sent some Bitcoin to the address and they haven't used it, yes, there is an address. So this is why they say there is an address type in the earlier versions of Bitcoin that don't exist today. I mean, you can still use it. You can still use that same address because it's still supported by the protocol, right? But why would you do that, right? Why would you use an old version of the addresses? That would be dumb. Nobody
And
does that.
if you do that, then that would be quantum.
You could expose yourself to risk, right? And it said, yes, early versions, some types of addresses
Did expose the public
expose
key.
public key without being used, particularly pay to public key addresses. So basically, I gave you my public key, right, with the address.
Which means I'm exposing myself, or I'm vulnerable to quantum computers.
Exactly. Right? And you could still do that today, right? Because that's still valid address.
Which you shouldn't, because
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
No application does that, by the way.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, because it says including the Satoshi Nakamoto owns coin. So the 1 million coin that Satoshi Nakamoto
Are
has
vulnerable.
are vulnerable. So those, and I think it's intended to be like this, right? To be a trophy for the hunt, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And this is epic. Thank you for sharing your thoughts here, because this is super valuable.
Thus, are the addresses that did not use P2PK, right? Paid to public key hash, right? Public key, right? And that's not public key hash, public key, right? That whole Bitcoin, but never sent any Bitcoins out from safe from quantum computers.
Yes.
Ta-da! Ta-da! So, logic would dictate, right? It's not like Ethereum. We could ask it if Ethereum or Solana is their addresses are that the actual public key, and yes, they are. It'll say that. You can ask that. I'm not going to do that in today's video, but you can do it. You do it yourself, and those are subject to quantum computer hacking. It is what it is.
Yep. Okay.
And that's okay, because those things, they always do updates anyways.
Yeah.
do
Plus, they are so decentralized, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's like,
It's like, whatever. Bruh. Right? Don't matter.
exactly.
Yeah, so I had to explain this to Chris, right? And I figured I wanted to do this for you guys.
That's a really good segment. Thank you,
Yeah.
by the way. I did not know either,
Yeah,
so thank you.
we did that. I was in the what's it called, sauna with him, and I was going through ChatGPT, and ChatGPT went on and on and went on to explain all kinds of intricate details, and like, who cares? Let's break it down. I had to break it
keep
down
it
to
simple.
one simple yes and no answers, man. So anyways, there it is, right? And it is safe up until you use it, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once it's spent, see? Unsafe, right?
I like the fact that, for example, I did not know this either. So in receiving, there is, it says potentially vulnerable, but it's in sending the problem, right?
Exactly.
It's in sending the problem. I did not know that. I thought receiving was also a use of the
Yeah,
one.
but they're saying the P2K,
Yeah, no, exactly. Those are the old type, right?
old time.
But I did not know that I would have thought by receiving, it would have been, but no, it's only when you send that you use the key.
Exactly. So all the other hashes, right? See? P2K hash, P2K SH, and P2 and batch 32 are safe until spent.
Exactly.
And the beautiful thing about this, guys, I want you to know that it's not only safe until you spent, but even if the quantum computer does solve this this equation, in the future, when we build a quantum computer, it's not like all of a sudden, boom, instantly it's going to solve the equation. No. They'll say, yeah, I can do it. It could do it in about a year, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
And that's considered broken,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, think about everything else, by the way. Oof. I mean, if you're worried about Bitcoin, which is the safest network on the planet, think about your bank account, your Gmail account, anything else you have digitally is going to get destroyed before.
And so this is about, scaring the public so that they can
Sell their Bitcoins. Exactly.
So now guess what you guys have? Knowledge that no one else has.
Not to be tricked.
Yeah, exactly. That once the public starts selling their Bitcoin, you are going to get bargain basement Bitcoin.
Knowledge is power.
Nobody's
Right?
business.
Knowledge is power.
Just because you know this now. Think about that. Because they're setting you guys up. They're setting everybody up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even we've been telling you guys for the past months saying, don't sell. The bull market is not over. Right? So that's another toolkit in your arsenal to defend yourself from not selling your Bitcoin, because they will want it. Banks are going to come after it. FAD is going to come after it. The quantum computer people are going to come after it.
Yeah, they're just going to FUD this, right? So it's an easy target for them, right? They've already started the lies campaign, right?
Exactly.
Just like they did with COVID, right?
Yeah. yeah, it's an interesting
And
part
it's
of it
working
there.
really well. I'm surprised how well it's working, right?
Yeah, and speaking of which, look at this. I mean, guys, the numbers are going up. We show this every other day. It's almost 15.1%. I mean, this just blows my mind how fast this thing is going up. And not just in terms of value, but in terms of numbers of entities they are acquiring Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin, by the way.
Yeah, because they cannot get them from anywhere else.
They come up with all the ideas.
Exactly.
They'll offer you amazing things in return, interest rates, yield, or whatever, just to take it.
Yeah, just give me that Bitcoin.
Give you 10% a year, I promise. 10% a year. I have to do nothing. Just give me the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Sorry, but not worry though.
Yeah, I got
don't worry.
cash.
Exactly. I got cash.
Don't worry, but yeah, I printed that, but
Yeah, who cares? Just never mind, you know.
it's the law.
Get yourself a hardware wallet and move your Bitcoins in there because they're coming. They're coming for you. Now, this is interesting. Solana still leads the blockchain in terms of volume for the past 24 hours. You can see 2.9 billion past Ethereum.
Wow.
I don't know if Ethereum is gonna come back. I'm not sure, but Solana is kicking butts, to say the least.
Impressive.
And then ETFs. Now, this I would expect it. So this is why, you know why it's super bullish? Because the ETFs didn't buy much.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised.
So I'm like, I was expecting that to be $1 billion. And no,
Exactly.
100 millions.
Because there's a clear indication that we could break out now, right? So
So now
lots of charts and lots of different indicators.
what is going to be the number on Monday? Because remember, guys, it takes 24 hours, which means we will see on Monday what happened on Friday. But I'm expecting to be a decent number because people into the ETF would have FOMOed into it, right? Bitcoin is almost a new all-time high. So
Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't know.
that's interesting, yeah. And of course, like you said, we are going up. So almost 9% in May, not too shabby. We still have a full month and we are going over 52%. That'll be sweet, right?
52%. Here we come.
That's definitely possible and exciting. Now it's about time. This we had to show this because
Don't go anywhere. We're gonna spoon feed you some memes.
Yeah, but you can just watch us losing money because we got spanked really hard on something I was so into, and who would have thought, man? I mean, massive move from some of the. I mean, we can talk about Orc and Waffles.
What is this? You are father. This is something we bought, right?
Did we buy this?
Yeah, we bought.
Oh yeah,
this.
we did.
I think we
Yeah.
bought this from the bottom, right?
Yeah, we did. We bought the bottom. Yeah. Do we have a protection on the father thing?
I don't know if we got protection. I don't think so.
How's the portfolio looking before? By the way, how's the?
Yeah, let's take a look.
I need to put the password. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
let
I
me
forgot the
switch.
password.
All right, so remember, guys, this you should never do. So you can enjoy. Ooh, hello.
Hello.
You're so back.
You're
Let's
so
go.
back.
It's gonna be 100,000 before we. Let's go. 10,000. Vamos.
Wow.
All right, father
so
pumped.
Did we actually get some payday on? I don't know if we put.
Oh,
protection on
I think we've put protection on some.
Yeah, we did, but I don't know if we did on this one. Let's see here. What's this?
What's that one?
Still Cupcat.
Cupcat. No, so nothing has been triggered yet.
So yeah, we have protection on it. So
Nice.
it hasn't triggered yet.
Okay, cool. Well, that's I have a good feeling on that one. But some have gone south, right?
A little bit. Didn't we buy this at the top?
Yes. I mean, Sandwood was such a winner there. I don't know what happened. I feel bad because the one that I picked, I always rag. Like this and the chair and what's the other one which is called the noodle thing?
What
Damn.
is this? Like, why does it click to reveal?
Sandwoods. Maybe because it's like I
Yeah.
don't know, like a minor thing. I'm not sure.
Jesus.
But yeah, this has gone to nothing. Even though that's a beautiful double bottom there.
Yeah, this one was like
I say, brah.
this one.
Man,
I was like, I was already like,
I know. I
but
pushed
you
it.
you
I had so
You
much
insisted.
faith. It's because of that banner was so beautiful. Perfect. I was like, this is gonna go to the moon. But now the question is, when we didn't buy the top, did we? Or we did buy the top.
No, we didn't buy the top, but still, I mean, it was like
We could have almost triggered the
it was
double.
clear.
Yeah.
Even Peppa Pig.
Peppa Peep. Look at that.
that.
Boom.
Yeah,
It's back.
So
$100. $100 volume.
the volume is just exploding.
Hey, doubled from yesterday.
Yeah, exploding volume.
If it keeps
But
doing like this,
Speaking about really back, right? Look at this.
nice.
Waffles. Damn. Look at that. We have broken above its key resistance level,
Nice.
right? Right here, as you can see. Right, let's just quickly do TA on waffles. Boom. And yeah, we are taking off just like Bitcoin is.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's gonna go a lot higher, man. We're gonna get back above our 10 million market cap very
Nice.
very soon. So looking forward to that. Same with Orc. Orc has also begun begun its ascent. Right. Let's see here. I think this is the level. Let's see here. Yep. That is right about. Let's just say this one. That's right here. Right here. That's the
Damn, you're buying a
key.
beautiful discount now.
I know exactly. This is the key level right here, and it's still at that key level, and so you have an option to join in with Orc.
Nice. I think we should buy some of it, by the
Yeah,
way.
exactly. Look at that. Look at that. Does that look familiar pattern to
Cup
you?
and handle. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this didn't rug, right? You might say, "Well, yes, it did. Look how high it did." Yeah, but
Well, everything else has gone down, to be fair. I mean, look at it here.
does this look like a rug to you? Does this look like a rug to you? Right? These look like rugs, right? They're never coming back. Same, even Peppa Pig.
Peppa Peep.
It's a little bit of a rug.
Yeah. Smidge. There's a small chance that my rug. It's in the universe.
This did not rug, right? And same with Wow Mao, right? Wow Mao, man, a little bit of a reversal there, but
Yeah,
Wow,
people
Mao.
are taking profit. It makes sense.
and then Pepe, look at that.
Oh, look at the uptrend.
And this is a key level broken, another key level broken here. Boom.
Yeah. I think I have a feeling, I don't know if you agree, but I have a feeling that the oil market wants to go so freaking hard
You know, exactly.
because we've been
Look at this.
held down for so long, and I think we're about to pop. Like,
Yeah, like popcorn.
I think so.
Like popcorn.
And everyone, and yeah, and I guess all depends on Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to drive the oil market, the altcoin market. And I've seen a couple of questions, so I saved them for the Q&A.
Yeah, so let's just take a look at
Well, this
our
is
portfolio and
this
see
is
what,
pushing back.
what's pushed. Well, Waffles is at the
Nice.
top of the hill. Same with Orc.
Well, Solana
Wow
also.
Mao. And oof. Whoa, what happened to the wife?
Bretta, I'm surprised because Brett is ripping.
I know, Jesus. Everybody dumped it. Everything went up except Bretta's wife.
Can we do some TA on?
And what happened to her?
Because I was not expecting that. Because Brett is pulling.
I mean, we were kind of expecting it because here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
we made a couple of doubles on that one, right? So
Because when we were looking at it, I was pointing out that hey, there's no volume, right? And it's gone.
big dump.
Yep.
Do you think it's gonna hold it to that support down there, or just going further down?
Yeah, we'll hold probably. Yeah, somebody just wanted out, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Fair
And
enough.
that's it. They're probably out, and somebody will come back in, and yeah, most likely.
Let's scoop up the
let's
goods.
See. Exactly. Let's see. I mean, I wouldn't bet the farm on that.
They divorced. Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
Or maybe they're temporary seeing other people and they go back
Exactly.
together.
I
right?
wouldn't bet the farm on it because, but still, there will be there's probably going to be a chance that someone's scooping it up, waiting for for the yo-yo who's selling all these things to get out and walk away.
Yeah.
And boom, this thing will run.
Can you open up?
Because here's the thing: there's no warnings on this. It's got
I don't think
a
it's
decent
gonna-
Twitter.
I don't think it's
right.
gonna rag.
They're still pushing, right?
If they wanted to rag, they would have ragged already.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. There's no point. It's just a correction. Yeah.
Right, and so you're still at the lows here. So if they finally let this, and yeah, because you can't go straight up like this anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But if they let this thing, if they just sit on their coins, they can see something big, right? I mean, they're just being greedy, and it's gonna be, people are gonna be laughing at that person.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that's the case.
That's if it goes, because there's no guarantees of that. Please understand. Don't buy this on our word here.
Yeah, please.
We don't know Jack.
Exactly. But just don't do any of this.
Go buy Bitcoin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Can I ask you something? Do you mind having a look at Pepe? I want to show how crazy that's gone. I don't know if we can find it here. Probably yes. It has gone ballistic. So I think it might retrace a little bit. And we talked about the double bottom, remember? And said, hey, this is a good buy. So I did actually put some money into it.
There you go.
Look at that pump. I think it was 40 something this morning, and then now it kind of retraced a little bit. So how do you feel about Pepe? Do you think it's going to go back up to the all-time high?
For sure. I don't know about the all-time high, but
It could go higher.
It could go higher.
definitely.
This could be a play. I know it's on Ethereum, but
Yeah, I think you'll be okay. If no financial advice, not saying that you should, right? Because obviously the target, a good clear target would have been the 38.2.
yep.
If you were buying at $3 billion market cap, you're gonna get your double, and you should pretty much walk away.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we go as high as 9 billion, anywhere from 9 billion, from 8 to 9 billion? Yes.
But that would be a stretch, right?
Not a stretch, no.
No? Okay.
Not a stretch, right? That's a distinct possibility.
I mean, you
But
can
as
let
it
the other
diminishes as we try to go higher, right? That's all.
I mean, you can let the other half run, right? I mean, I've taken profits on that pump.
Definitely. If you got in below here, you should take profits at the 6 billion. That's an easy target, billion market cap, easy target. You take profits, even if you got it now, right? You should take profits there, right? You got a little bit of movement. It may not go there today or tomorrow or something like that, but sometime in this bull market, it will go there, and that's when you should take
So when you
profits,
sell half.
right? And then see what the rest does, right? That's it.
That's what I did down there. I woke up this morning. I've seen a 40% profit, so I sold half immediately. Even though it wasn't a double, 40% was good enough for me, and I moved back into Ethereum. So it's good stuff. Nice. Okay. So what do you reckon?
So
do you
we
want?
degen into anything?
I think we should degen into some solid stuff. Like how about WIF or Bonk or those guys? Because I think Popcat, those are gonna pop. I think.
Yeah, didn't we have enough popcorn though? I'm thinking about something that
Vibecat.
that hasn't done much, right?
This is the one we bought in Moscow, right?
Exactly. And you can see, right? Look at that. It's at the breakout level as well, right?
Nice. These guys, by the way, this and Peppa Pig almost made us lose our flight. Remember? I was like, dude, we have to go. Wait. I'm buying this.
Damn. Yes. Okay. Let's get. Do we have some of this? I think we should get it.
I think we have some of it, but I think it's not a bad idea to maybe double down on this.
Exactly. I think.
That's
there it is. We don't have much on this, so let's add to our portfolio on Vibecat. You know what? Escape.
How much do you reckon? 25? 0.25?
Oh shoot, I screwed up. Okay, so Vibecat. What do you mean 0.25? No man, it's breaking out.
It's breaking out.
We're gonna go one hole.
Nice. The one Solana.
We're gonna go heavy.
Nice. This, by the way, this has done extremely well.
And then we're
So far.
we're gonna sell half on a double. We're going to take this. See, no warnings, right? So we're good.
Yeah, it's not great, but
It's not the greatest, but
no warning. It's not great.
yeah,
That's how Degen.
we're too late. You know, Titcoin didn't go tits up.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that one actually. I mean, I would have expected the tit up as opposed to the plastic chair or the noodle thing, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Let's see here. Let's get that much, right?
Nice.
21, and let's take that.
You know what would be interesting to check? I just had a thought. Historically speaking, whenever there is a Bitcoin conference, is the price going up or down? Do you know? Top of your
Yes,
head?
Bitcoin conferences.
It pushes it or it's a dump?
It pushes it in the bull market.
Because we have the
Depends.
Bitcoin Vegas coming, right?
Yeah, exactly. It all depends, actually. You know what? Here's the thing. If price actually goes up into the event, then we got problems. If it goes down into the event, and then the event occurs, then it goes up. It does the opposite, actually. I think
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So, little problem, because we're already pushing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Because, it's on the news kind of deal, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah. By the way, I haven't decided what I want to do. I think I'll probably skip Vegas, but I haven't decided yet. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, so VibeCat. Let's see what the target is for VibeCat. I don't want to. The first target probably is not going to count, but maybe up here.
Oh wow,
So yeah, 7 million market cap. I wouldn't be surprised.
that's like about 6x or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's decent.
Not bad.
There we go. So let's hold her.
Let's see what happens here. Okay, nice.
All right, I think that's it for today.
Okay, let's go Q&A. I did save some questions. Okay, where is ETH is going to? Obi's asking. It could go higher. It could go higher. I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to say.
Yeah, but it's most likely going to take out the all the liquidity at the 4,300.
Now, the question I have for you is what's going to happen when ETH is going to face the all-time high? Is it going to pop through or is it going to die into it? Because there's going to be a lot of people, they cannot wait to take profit.
Exactly. There's so much dumping going on. It's not funny.
So I don't know.
And then on top of that, the liquidity, all that's up there, man, that they're going to take out. Jesus.
So for now, maybe you can long it, but I don't know. I don't know. Solana, though, what's going to happen, do you think? He's going to go through... Because I remember we were saying...
220, 260 maybe-ish area.
And that's it?
Yeah, right now, at this point in time, that's where my targeting is. Can it go higher than that? Yes. But we have to wait and see what the market brings, because right now, the breaking of the 180 on the way down was not good.
Yeah, that was hurtful. And do you think we can see an altcoin season, like a mini altcoin season? Maybe. I mean, Pepe has already pumped almost 50%. So that, but I think if we want to see, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think if we want to see like a proper altcoin season, we have to see Bitcoin going way higher than now. Has to go through past the all-time high, 150, 180, and then people are going to start cascading profits into alts. I don't know. I have the feeling that we will finish earlier than everyone is expecting to. So maybe September, and then towards the end of the year we have an altcoin season. I don't know. It's impossible to.
It's really impossible to tell. Right here, this chart here, this dominance chart says.
How about new?
Yeah, there is also that. I mean, we've seen a rejection though, but it's okay. We pumped
It's
for.
still early, right?
Exactly.
I mean, here's the thing: it's at its support level after breaking out, and so
It's
is it gonna
normal to
break-
see a rejection, right? At this
Yeah,
point.
exactly. Is it because we had like a massive move here, right? You can see.
Oh yeah,
This
huge.
is like this was an absolute like push to the brink on the on all the indicators. So, with that said, there was a little bit of pullback due, and
Which
there
is
it is.
expected, yeah. So now if we're not holding the green line, we might go to the yellow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And can we chart quickly Ethereum, Bitcoin, and see if we did bounce back a little
Yeah,
bit?
we did.
We did?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a candlestick there. Oops.
Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a... Now the question is, are we going to roll back or are we going to push through? That's the question.
Boom, a little candlestick up. So, I wouldn't jump on this train just yet. Because
exactly.
Usually they come back. It comes back to retest, but
dead cat
it's still
bounce,
early.
kind of
It's
thing.
still early. So there could be more. There's definitely more upside to go before it actually comes back. You can see that the Bollinger Bands are just starting to expand on the daily here. So it's still early. So that means that there's more room for this thing to run. You can see this whole Bollinger Bands were really tight. And then it just, boom.
It popped. But the question is, what happens when the run is finished? Are we going to roll over or are we going to power through?
Exactly. Are we going to head up to at least the 200-day moving average at the very least? Good chance. Good
Okay,
chance.
so if you combine this plus the Bitcoin dominance, you can probably come up with a plan in regards of the altcoin season, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, makes sense. A lot of questions, by the way, on the altcoin season, on Ethereum. Can we get Ethereum to 8 to 10K this year? Oof. Oh, man, honestly, if you would have told me that now, where we are now, Ethereum is at $2,000, I wouldn't believe you. I would have gambled everything. It would have been much higher, like already at 6,000 at
Exactly.
least.
It doesn't
Right?
make no sense.
And in fact, someone has tweeted the other day, for every single time Bitcoin broke the 100K, the price of Ethereum next to it, just a little bit of a depressing moment. So I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, it's late. I have another meeting to take on, so I have to go. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Peace.